Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So today I just want to share with you, I just got my NieR Automata quarter scale diorama. So this is the deluxe version and it comes in just one box, one big box. So this statue, it's been out for a long time. This one originally, the pre-orders came out around 4 years back and the price was around about $33.99 USD for the deluxe, and it was around about 2,699 bucks USD for the regular. So this one here, you can't buy this on Prime One's website anymore, where it was originally available for pre-order, and also Square Enix's site. But I was fortunate enough, I got this on fanaticanimestore.com, and I picked it up there. I'll leave the price tag to the left and what I paid for. And I wanted to thank them. Thanks for just double checking my order. Their customer service is great and everything. So thank you so much. And I finally got this amazing piece. So this piece here, guys, was a diorama. This statue, I wanted this before the 1/3 2B came out, and I bought the 1/3 2B DX version only because this wasn't available. But now that I have this, I'm more than happy. I got all the characters, every single one, all 3 of them, and the 2 pods. Alright guys, just a quick look. Top of the box, front. I'm going to take a look at what's inside here. Okay. So we got the instruction booklet here. I will also do a quick side-by-side comparison between the 1/3 2B and this, guys. Keep in mind, I don't have a big enough table to accommodate to both, so I'm gonna have to do like a video inlay and show it side by side that way. So we just got the instruction booklet here, guys. Well, actually leaflet, just 1 page. Assembly instructions. And then on the other side, same thing. And this is what the final product looks like when you put everything together, all assembled. And there you go. All right, guys, I'm gonna pull the styrofoam out and let's take a look at all the parts that it comes with. All right, guys, so I just opened up the top tray here. So this is just one of the small compartments, and it had this styrofoam lid here. Small styrofoam lid, and this is just a lot of the smaller accessories here. So you got one of the, appears like one of the swords there. You got another sword. So different swords for each character. So you got, I think you have here like one of the arms, another A2 arm here. So just basically, this appears to be, I think, one of the bases, effects maybe. All right, so just a lot of the smaller accessories here and swap outs for the characters, arm swap outs. All right, let's take a look at the next tray. All right, guys, so I just opened up the second tray here. And it looks like it's just basically all the body swap outs and portraits. That's what it appears to look like here. So we got the 2B swap out. It looks like we got the 9S. We got one of the giant swords that I believe goes onto the base. And then we got just more arm swap outs, portrait swap outs, one of the pods. So both pods, pod 042 and 153. And looks like 2 of the 2B portraits. I'm not gonna open up the wax paper too much because I want to make sure I take it out, carefully. I don't want to break anything. And of course, this I just pulled it out. Just thick nameplate here, the NieR Automata nameplate. Very nice. Alright guys, let's take a look at the second tray. Alright guys, so I'm down to the last tray, and looks like the base. So you got the large base here. Just a quick look. There you go. It looks like one of A2's body swap outs. And then you got one of these like your soldiers that I guess sticks onto the base. And then you get like another, I think that's another A2 swap out. And then you get like a 2B and alternate lower half swap out. And I think this is 2B's dress here. There you go, guys. Alright, I'm going to assemble this together, be back in a jiff. Hey guys, so I have everything assembled. It took me a while to assemble this. Must have taken me like, I think like 45 minutes. And for a minute there, I was worried. I thought I lost one of the pods. You know, the top part here, the pod. I think it was like 153. So this one here. So this top part of the pod here, that's a separate piece. And I couldn't find that anywhere, and so silly, it was actually underneath the alternate lower half 2B's body, the one that has like the skirt, and it was just hiding right under there. So if you guys do pick this up, don't worry, you didn't lose it or anything. It's right under that lower half of 2B. And so just a close up, pod 053. And then you got a close-up of A2 here. I mean, A2 looks absolutely fantastic. And then you can see one of the Yorha soldiers here. The infected Yorha soldier that's getting trampled on by A2. I mean, the detail is absolutely sick, guys. You can see one of the weapons dug into the base of the infected Yorha soldier. And just FYI, these swords, when I assembled them, they're not made out of die cast or anything like that. So if you guys are wondering, it's like a painted, maybe like a resin or PVC. And then you got 9S, and he's got the black box here. He does come with alternate arm where he's just like basically resting his hand onto this portion here, and that can be swapped out. Yeah, you can see the rusting weathered effects. The Square Enix Prime 1 really did a good job with this. The weathering effects, the rust on the alien machine here looks really good. The detail on the rock looks really good as well. And then moving on to one of the busted up, destroyed alien machines. Alien life forms, and you got 2B standing on it. And then moving up, you got 2B and her white leotards holding the black box. This is probably one of my favorite swap outs, I would say, with the leotards. And very similar to the 1/3, you know, you have the leotard swap out as well. And if you have the DX, you get the leotard swap out along with the standard black dress. And of course, she comes with a black box alternate hand. And then there's another alternate hand, which is like the straight arm, but she won't be holding anything in the hand. Then you got the giant sword that sticks right into the base. And when I put that in, mine was just a hair wobbly. So it wasn't too bad. I mean, the magnet is relatively strong. And then you got pod 042. I mean, the detail on pod 042 is done very well. And then you got the mechanical arm of the alien life form with the hoses there attached. Very nicely done. and another side profile of A2. All right, guys, I'm gonna swap out the portrait for A2 and 2B, even 9S as well. I'm gonna do a little quick swap out here so you guys get an idea what they look like in their alternate uniforms and portraits. Hey guys, I'm back. So I got the alternate portraits all swapped out, and A2 over here. So this is the secondary portrait, the short hair portrait. This one in particular was really hard to put on. My advice is that the torso part, have that separate already. Don't attach it onto the lower body, and just have the separate portrait placed onto the torso ahead of time, because it's really tricky the way you got to put the head in. I honestly thought it wouldn't fit, and I thought maybe there was some sort of fitting issue. But other than that, I mean, A2 looks really good overall. And so we're just going to do a quick 360 here. There she is. I don't think I have the head fastened on completely. There's a slight seam line underneath, so I gotta correct that. But overall, I do plan on displaying mine with the long hair portrait, because it just makes her look more distinct, And then you can see the rear here. And then we're on to 2B. So we got the alternate skirt for 2B here, swapped out. And then there you go. Close up, same. This one here is the alternate portrait I got swapped out. It looks really good for the most part. I mean, when you compare it to the 1/3 obviously will have I think, a better face sculpt, because, you could pack in more detail on a 1/3 compared to a 1/4. But to be honest with you, this face sculpt is actually really nice compared to the prototype when first this came out. So overall, I'm very happy with this. And underneath the skirt, when I had to put the skirt on, separate piece, underneath the white is it's got like a silver type, like a slight silver texture coloring to it. And then on to 9S, which is probably the least favorite, guys. I'm not a big fan of this face sculpt, but I understand, they made 9S look like a boy band kind of K-pop. They gave him that kind of look. I'm not really a big fan of that. I'll probably have him blindfolded, to be honest, have the blindfold look on. But overall, yeah, I can't complain. This is definitely, I would say, if you're a NieR Automata fan and you do have the extra money and you can, muster up the funds to get this, I would say this would be the definitive statue, because you get all the characters here. And I mean, compared to the 1/3, you can see the differences in the base. 2B is standing on just a singular alien life form machine. And it looks like there's like a Yorha jet that's crashed into the base somehow there. And this one's just basically on the diorama. You got like a bunch of alien life form wreckage. You got this giant alien life form here moving up. The differences in 2B's like lower body, you can see. Texturing on, the boots here on the 1/3 and 1/4, very well done. And the similarities and differences, maybe you guys can see some similarities besides the obvious, like the hairstyle and, side-by-side differences. So 1/3 2B and quarter scale. And there you guys have it. Well, guys, if you guys are interested in picking this up, it is still available on fanaticanimestore.com. And if any of you guys are interested in the 132B, unfortunately she is not available anymore. You would have to go to the aftermarket for that one. But in the meantime, you know, this one is available. They don't have this in standard, only the deluxe. And they got a lot of different shipping options that may be affordable. You know, you can go economy, expedited, whatever. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and until next time, peace.